Today we're going to take a look at the overall user interface of the system. When you first log in, the quickest menu comes up automatically, and on it the most often used modules are listed here in the first section of this. So all you have to do to get to any particular module is highlight it and press the enter key, opens that module. For any of the other modules, there's around 150 others. Just press the first character of the letter. Like if you're looking for the budget module, just enter B about 4 times, get the budget. If you want to look at the wallpaper selector, workforce planning, whatever, enter W. But essentially just enter the first character of whatever you're looking for. It'll just walk down through the module listings. To get back to the top of the interface here, just press the space bar and it goes right back to the top. So this is the first menu system. There are actually 9 menu systems in this. This is one of those. The other menuing system is your standard Windows drop-down menu system, where you can go and select whatever module you want to go to. The third menuing system is what we call our quick menu. And the quick menu basically will let you navigate to all of the different areas in this, only it's a draggable menu. You also can resize it. And you can get to the functional menu or the main menu also, or back to the quickest menu here. So this menu, over the years we've built different menuing systems basically for different folks the way they like to run the system. So we have included all the menuing systems. You can use any one or all of them depending on how you want to run the system. The main menu basically shows you nearly all of the major modules, and it's one of the menu systems a lot of people like to use because they can pretty much see everything that goes on in one look. We have the cost accounting, fund accounting light, the fund accounting complete, the management area where you get into projects, maintenance scheduling, your area maintenance, work orders, flood plan maintenance, workforce planning, the roads are all assets module. And over in the cost centers, this is the area where you spend money to maintain specific assets, rolling assets versus, and also fixed assets, as well as the roads over here. The other menuing system, we'll go back to this, is the dashboard menu. The dashboard menu is basically built as a 1 or 2 click access to particular solution areas you're looking for. For instance, if you want to take a look at the budget analysis, just click there. It goes down, drill, and brings up the budget. It has to look up the actual sending year to date here to compare it to the budget, so that's why it takes a little time to crank up. You can calc the variance analyses by clicking that button. You'll see your year-to-date spending and variances. And you also can analyze individual funds. This is a look at overall funds here. The next menuing system is the FEMA menu. Now this is a menuing system that kind of subsets the information collected in all of the other modules into basically look at specifically your FEMA projects. To classify a FEMA project, you use the standard projects module, but you'd put a check mark in FEMA project, and that's what subsets that data down into this menuing system. You have the cost accounting interface, work performed, the fund accounting module for purchases, employee table, equipment table, and then the FEMA reporting. FEMA reporting will let you print native FEMA, like this is a FEMA 90123 labor report, run it against the module, and this is they want their reports in 7-day increments, so you run it over the very first 7-day increment, then run it for the second, and keep on going if you have a claim. And these are the composite and percentage of the benefit percents, and it'll crank out a report here in a second. Well, it didn't do that. Let's run this again. $16.79. Oh, I didn't put the correct date in there. This is for 11/1/2010 is the first day of this particular FEMA claim. And then a composite regular hours benefit rate of 40%, and the overtime benefit rate at 15. These two numbers you'll get from your county or city auditor or county clerk. And then it cranks out a report that you could submit to FEMA for reimbursement. They like their reports done in 7-day increments, so it basically will crank out a report in that manner for their look. The let's see, we'll close this. Also, it'll run on however many pages of data you have in there. Now, also, a lot of the FEMA operatives out there, they prefer just regular spreadsheet data. And if they do that, you can dump a spreadsheet out of your cost accounting and fund accounting area that they can put this report together for them. Okay, the next menuing system, we'll close this down. Next menuing system is the tear-off menu. Now, the tear-off menu system basically lets you create your own menu system, and it works from a drop-down menus. To implement this, hold down the control key on your keyboard and then go to any particular drop-down menu that you want to create a button for, like the culverts file. Now, and you can add other buttons on this. So every time, if you leave this up, every time you restart the system, this particular menuing system will come up. This will just by clicking on that will get you to the culverts file. Also, the culverts file, you can pull it up with a Control F8 from the keyboard to bypass all the menuing systems. That's Control F8 here. To get rid of the tear-off menu, you just delete all the buttons on it. And once the last button is deleted, then the menu goes away. And then we have our reporting menu. And basically, it's a draggable menu. This lists each subset of reports, like by cost analysis or by equipment report or personnel or whatever. There's about 350 pre-written reports in the system. Also, there's a suite of state-specific reports that we've written that covers particular reports for any particular state needs that are specific to those. That pretty much is a recap of the 9 menuing systems. We have our utilities grouped under the utilities button, and these will drop down, pull up WordPad, Paint, or we have a visual editor in here for doing visual editing or viewing any of your photos you saved. Mile per gallon, gallon per hour calculator. The database tools used with care. There's a subset of tools in here. Generally, you would never use these, but if they are needed, they're here in case you do, or give us a call. The Runtime File Manager is a maintenance system for all of your file schema structures as well as all your data. If you ever have a system crash or lose power or some other reason that you'd have a file that was damaged, you could restore it, or, well, not restore, you could repair it by using these various modules. Just give us a call whenever you want to use that, and we can talk you through that, or there's help screens and explanatory information there. Let's see, we have the where you set up your system security. You set security by user level and or by module level, so you can tune the system to work exactly the way you want it to security wise. To set user security, you would give the user whatever login name they want to use, and then whatever password they want to use, and then their full name, like Mike Smith. And the security levels, there's a drop down that comes here, 1 through 2 view records, and up through 9, which is the highest security level. And also there's a help button here that'll get you down to the help on that to explain how it works, as well as this help button. The GIS button, this goes into the older built-in GIS that we have built into the system. We're moving away from this system over the year of 2011 and really moving everything on out to utilize Google Maps and Google Earth. But all this is still functional if you have the old system plumbed in correctly. The GASB 34 module, basically this is where you can set up and implement as well as manage, control, and report on all your GASB assets. The help menu, we have several different menuing systems. Like this is help looking at it from the top view. Now some of these are web-based, so you would need a web connection to get on out there to it. The help, how do I help, that's web-based also. The RBIMS manual, this is a manual over the whole system, and if you use a report writer, we have the report writer manual available. Version updates, we send this out and keep it current with each version update. This is always something good to take a look at when you do an update on your system and get an idea of the different enhancements, modifications that we've added since the previous version you were running. Let's see, web updates, online support. We also have access to online support module. This will get you to the road and bridge standards. Now these are for Virginia, but it gives you a good handle on state standards. This is a national pipeline and mapping. These are all web-based. And FEMA reporting website is also web-based. About RBIMS, it gives you a little recap of the system. And to check the version you're currently on, just click the VER button. You'll see this is a screen you get when you log in. Will also tell you the version number. The Info Anywhere button, basically, this will drop down and basically any Windows Aware file you have anywhere on your system, it will read it. It will open an Excel file or a PDF file or a document file, a WinDoc file, or any graphics images. If we take a look here at the data folder under Road and Bridge, and let's see here, I think we've got some images in here somewhere. Let's go on down to images folder, and then we can take a look at our bridges, for instance, and then it pulls up those as images, and this will draw them up here shortly, or you can double click on any one to pull it up. So the Info Anywhere will let you get not only anywhere on your system, anywhere on the network system, as well as get on out to the internet. Anything you point it at, you should be able to read it if it's a Windows Aware data file or program file, or data file created by a program. So that's kind of a quick look at the overall system, and probably at this point, I think we pretty well covered it all. There are different facets to it. Just give us a call or email if you have any questions. And next week we'll cover the Complaints and Service Requests module again. We'd covered it a couple of years ago.